Hello again. This time I'm going to be covering the camp prior to Shiloh. This one's going to be a little bit longer just because I'm going to be filling out my corps to 20 units. It's going to involve swapping a bunch of officers around because my secondary goal is to get every unit that I deploy with 1 star, which with the money I have I think I should just barely be able to pull it off. This is largely unnecessary. A lot of the junk infantry units that I'm going to be creating could absolutely just be just have majors or something in command of them instead. You'll take a little bit of an efficiency penalty,
Yes, sir.
but it's really not that big a deal. So if you're shorter on money, then there's no harm in doing that. I'm also going to be going up to 1100 for this battle. I'm not sure. I might drop back down afterwards. We'll see how things go. But this battle's long enough, and we have the extra money that we basically want everything we can have at it, especially because my goal is to try and actually completely wipe out the Union on day 1. I think I'm going to fall a little bit short at the very end, but I should be able to get fairly close. This unit I can't reasonably get up to 1100 while still keeping the star, so he's going to be a little bit smaller. Gonna have to buy a few guns to get this guy up. Top these guys off, and then I'm actually going to go fill up my barracks just to make sure I have enough to do what I need to do. So I'm going to buy all of the colonels, and I think it's all but one lieutenant colonel is what I'll need. So I'm going to swap out all of my newly created colonels for lieutenant colonels, because we're still well above the efficiency with our command, so we don't need them there, and then they can go do other things. Thankfully, our recruits are slightly better now, so basically any level of colonel will now be enough to
Yes, sir.
get a unit to 1 star.
Yes, sir.
And I would be handling these division officers a little differently if these units were higher rank, but at this point you basically don't care about the bonus because no one has an efficiency high enough to matter except for basically this guy.
Yes, sir.
He'll get close enough. Okay, we've got that. We bought the officers. We're going to buy parrots. With the changes in the mod, the 24-gun Union artillery units actually hurt quite a bit. They're doing almost 3 times as much damage as they would have without the changes. That's mostly the size curve. So I want this. I'm going to have the Tretigars and the 10-pound parrots to be my counter battery weapons. They are not going to do great at it, but it's as good as I've got, so I'll start beating down the artillery units when I can see them. Okay, so I think that's all I need to spend on everything else. I've set this up before. I was doing some testing because I wanted to see if I could get through day 2 Shiloh in a reasonable fashion. I don't think it's going to happen. 25,000 extra troops show up, and I think you could probably pull it off, but you've only got 3 hours on day 2 to capture the point, and it doesn't seem worth it to me, so I'm not going to try it.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to hold off on these guys. I might buy more of these. I might swap them out for a different weapon. I'm not sure yet. Mississippi's. What do we have left? Got some Lorenzes. Let's see where we're at in terms of getting these other units together. Artillery units, just because I don't have enough rifles to put more infantry together. These guys are not going to do a whole lot, but they'll be better than nothing. What have we got left? We've got palmettos. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And these units that are all equipped with 1842s, they aren't going to be great, but they will do well enough, and I will use them to take most of the casualties. So they'll be relatively cheap to replace. Let's get the perks. All the same as before. Not going to be a lot of variety until we get to some of the later ones, and even there, I usually it just feels like there's optimal choices with the perks, and there's no reason to deviate from it. So we've got some of these. I think we're going to swap out. We have enough to buy Lorenzes. Yeah, I think there was probably a little bit better way to do that. I think I bought more of these than I needed to. But that is pretty much what we're going to go in with. All the infantry is 1100 except for Barrett, who I can't quite get there. Oh. Whoops. That was a mistake. Let's see what I can do to try and recover from that. So, got one more lieutenant colonel. Okay. Oh, this is low. Not optimal, but this will be fine. We'll get one more lieutenant colonel. Sure. We'll swap. Wait, was he new? He was new. We can get away with one here, though. So I'll put him down here, swap him here. That gets the last perk. And so we're left with a couple extra guys, officers, but that's fine. If we were going to try and go into day 2, we'd want to have a few more stockpiled. I would have had to cut something somewhere else to get a few, just so I can replace officers on the second day, but I've decided I'm not going to do that. We're close enough with supply here that that's fine. Just one more thing I want to check. Currently at 204 guns. I'm going to save, and I'm going to see if I can get away with making these artillery units a little bit bigger without triggering scaling. I will probably end up disbanding them in a later battle. battle, depending on if they take casualties. These guys are going to get pretty close. Alright, 204, not even going. So yeah, we'll go up to 14. That's as high as I want to go, just because I don't want to take advantage of the new size curves on my end. Mostly leaving that for the AI. But yeah, not touching scaling at all because we're so far below the curve. So yeah, these units will do a little bit better with a few extra guns. I guess I've got 17 more of these, so really optimally in the mod currently, I should, you know. Oh, there's 17 in the shop. I've cooked as many as I've got. Okay, so I've used everything I have. Excellent. So going into Shiloh, we would have, I think we're a little bit less than 2 for 1. So 40,000, 120 guns to 70,000, 204. Yeah, entirely reasonable. So I will be back with Shiloh itself.